Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about persistent data, and my name is Parker Swanson. So the first thing you want to do is make a class, and you can name this class anything, and for the sake of the demonstration, I just named it demonstration right here. And so you want to import foundation, import UIKit, and import os.log. And for this class right here, you can see I made a codable, and that is a key step that you need to do. So here's where you can define all the data you want to be saved. So in this instance, I defined variable persistent name, and this is just a string, and then persistent weight is just a string, and these are just random variables. You can just have them be whatever you want, just the things that you want to have saved. And so initially, you need to initialize them. So I just set persistent name to example, and then persistent weight to 155. And you need to do this step, so you can just make these whatever you want though. Yeah. So Mr. Benke is nice enough to give us these two functions here. So on the Schoology page, he will have a link to these, and you're just going to want to copy and paste them right in here. So here's the archive function and the restore function. So I'll show you these two functions in action. So here, I just go to a view controller, and so in this view controller, what you're going to do is since demonstration, the class I made over here, these two things right here are the elements of the object. So we're actually gonna want to create a new object. So I just named this object persistent data, and then it's a demonstration object. So in the function view.didload, this is where you're gonna want to do the next part of the code. So as you can see here, I'll just give you a demonstration right here. So if I run this code, one sec. Okay. This part isn't important, but as you can see, I put the line in print persistent data dot persistent name. So, and down here it prints example because in this demonstration class I initialized persistent name to example. That's what it'll print as. But here I changed it. So persistent data dot persistent name equals Parker Swanson, and persistent data dot persistent weight equals 250. So I can print it again right here, and this time it prints example for the first part, which is this line right here. Then Parker Swanson, which is this line right here. And so also I have below the second print so I changed persistent name and persistent weight right here. And then I use the persistent data.archive function, which is the one that Mr. Benke gives us over here. And what this function does is it allows you to save the data, in this instance, the persistent name and persistent weight, just whatever you have attached to the persistent data object itself. It lets you archive it, and it saves it to a file on the computer, and you can name this file whatever you want. Here I just have a named file, and you can never actually see this file. That's what Mr. Benke said, but it's stored in your computer somewhere. So I archive this file. So this data, along with the persistent data object, gets saved in this file. So if I want to run this code again, and I hit the persistent data.restore, it will go to the file named file, saved in my computer somewhere. I'll grab the Parker Swanson at 250 and attach it back to the persistent data. It'll restore it. So before, when I would run this print line, it would print down here, as you can see, it would print example. But if I run it again, since it restored the data, it will print Parker Swanson. So I'll show you an example of that. Here you go. So it prints Parker Swanson. It's because the last time it archived it in the file, and then this time it restored the data from that file. So I can also add print, and this time it will print 250. And here's an example of that right there, where the 250 is printed. But if I didn't have the restore, it would print what we initially initialized it to. So it would print example 155, and I'll show that right here. Example and then 155. So this code is really helpful for if you want to save something in your application. Say the user enters stuff, and it saves for the meantime. While the user is still in the application, but to double click it, maybe something goes wrong. So they force quit it, and you lose all your data. But if you add this persistent data methods, it will save it to the file. So when the user reloads the application the next time, all the data would save. So this is a really important aspect to many applications, and it's a really good thing to learn.